Good rising, Chucky. How are you doing today?
There we go. Damn, Texas. Kabasha.
Hello, hello.
How you doing?
Good.
It's great.
So I'm gonna do some talking here, but this right here, I don't think I'll get any bothers from as far as copyright. This guy's an amateur like myself. I haven't watched this yet, so some of it I'm sure will be new. The ballroom that Trump is putting in, right? That's what we're going to be talking about. The ballroom, Trump's ballroom, to ball. To ball is to dance or to cry. Wah wah. Ball. BAWL. Ball. So is this ballroom to Baal? And when you dance formally, you bow to each other. And when you do that, you bow out. And in the process of bow out, you have a tendency of shitting yourselves because you had a bowel movement in your pants. Crap out, bow out.
Son of a bitch.
So, mainstream historians will have you thinking that they're rebuilding the temple to Baal, the third temple in Israel. But I'm over here thinking they're building it in America and it's Trump's ballroom.
It's a good thing I don't work for anyone. I'm fucking with you, I'd be fired.
Yeah. Right. Right. So I guess this is a tour of the interview with Trump just a couple of days ago in regards to his ballroom. Huh? We got all these hungry people, and you're spending $300 million on a ballroom.
Man, I just got locked out on my Facebook. I thought I was done there for a while. Wow. How you doing?
Not bad. I'm watching my friend. I'm watching this commentator discuss Trump's new ballroom.
Oh, nice.
Right, and remember, Kane's original name is Two Ball Kane.
Yeah.
Right, ball.
Yeah.
So is this ballroom Two Ball?
Two ballrooms?
As in Baal. Two Ball. Yeah. Are they dancing to ball on this ballroom floor?
Yeah, I'm with you. Tubal Cain and all that. Facebook is that whole Tubal Cain stuff, and all their stuff is Masonic, you know. That Facebook symbolism, you know, it's ancient. They just got to repeat everything again. I don't know. I don't get it. It's interesting.
I could see this really going bad, right? Especially with that foundation, right? The way they're pouring it, it has to be poured all at once. Can't be poured in pieces.
Yeah.
And the way it's set up, I could see this going up and then just collapsing and taking down the building right next to it.
Yeah, I don't know. That whole freaking White House is something, you know. It just seems like it's built on top of a bunch of other things, you know. It's like a whole underground city underneath it.
Right.
You've seen
There's a movie where they actually showed White House as a mechanical city that moved around.
Oh wow!
Like what you see is one thing, but like there's a whole mechanism underneath of it that makes it come up out of the ground, and then the whole city can be moved around on legs.
Yeah.
Mecca cities.
Yeah. It's just amazing that architecture alone, you know, just thinking about those buildings and all the columns and just how they all have all that Roman goddesses and shit all imprinted all in the stone, laser etched in. I just
Yeah,
think it's,
I think there's a possibility that they didn't even create those statues. They might even be like petrified people.
yeah. Yeah, you've seen them where they've cracked the arm off and it looks like there's, like a bone and kind of some
Yeah,
pinkish marrow type in there.
where they carved these things. No, they're petrified people.
Yeah. Walking along railroad tracks and things like that too. I've picked rocks up and I'm like, man, this looks like fat, petrified fat and meat, you know what I mean? And you've seen all that metallurgy stuff and how all of our landscape is biology, just um, petrified,
Right.
by titans and petrified giant elephants and shit.
Exactly.
I've found some wild shit on railroad tracks before. Well,
Yeah,
I know that.
that's a lot of that's cool. Yeah, everybody's kind of walked them and everybody's looking down at rocks or whatever. Heck yeah. I
So
ordered some cookies at the bakery downtown to pick up this morning.
Great, that's good.
Dubai chocolate.
they're they're painting the ceiling of the White House in this ballroom with squirrel hair for the paintbrush. They're using squirrel hair, and the guy that they hired to paint this gold trim, I guess, has trained his entire life with a squirrel haired paintbrush. Just caught that. That's fucking ridiculous. All of this shit's ridiculous.
To lay that gold.
Yeah, that's 23
Oh,
karat gold that they're going to paint the crown molding with. Handle a brush made from squirrel hair without sneezing away thousands of dollars.
wow. Loki hairbrush.
His dog's name is
That's a
Loki.
wild shit, man.
What do they need this type of shit for, man?
What up, y'all? Oh, Lord have mercy.
I don't understand that. Oh, these people, man. Fucking state of Iowa has the fattest women in the country.
That's why.
All right. Sure, this about him. So this ballroom, it doesn't clash. It clashes with the American culture because American culture was farmers and agriculture.
Yeah.
Now they want to bring a ballroom here. Really, I'm suggesting that this ballroom is really a temple.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, they crowned him. You know, they moved Jerusalem, and now they've crowned him the fucking prince. You know, I mean, what else can there be?
I don't know.
You know, they I don't know all the biblical.
And well, that's just it, right? That's just it. So we're in a situation where a majority of religious people think they're building the new temple in Israel overseas, Jerusalem overseas, over there. But look what's
Sure.
happening here in your backyard. No one's really seeing what I'm seeing.
Yeah. Who's the greatest Who's the greatest builder of this time? That's
Trump
built in
is.
New York. The architect. He's the architect. She's the architect. That fat bitch. Look what she did.
I'm the greatest builder ever.
Yeah.
Nobody's
She's calm.
like me.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy to think that is just a fat bitch, man.
And I'm laughing because I remember Trump Towers. Remember they nuked
YMCA.
Trump Towers? Right.
Yeah, he does it.
Well, what was the Village People about? Village People were all queers.
That YMCA shit, right?
Village People were all queers. You know, I mean, nobody wants to talk about Trump being part of that shit.
Very
The average American don't want to accept that he's a pedophile.
No.
At least the ones I know, you know, when I tell them that, they don't want to fucking hear that shit.
I know it. I got a buddy of mine that really is just passionate about saving children and this and that. You know, he's just not on. You know, he's still not giving up on Trump. You know,
I got like on social media like 203 maybe friends, but 50 of them is military people, men.
yeah.
And boy, they squawk when I fucking show them that shit that Matt shares about him being a pedophile because they served the country and they don't want to accept the fact that they supporting a fucking rapist.
Exactly. I got to tell you though, but you got to understand that your military friends and my military friends, they're some of the most vaccinated fucking people, and they don't understand. They're colorblind at this point. All they see is red, white, and blue. And I was a fucking Marine. I was a Marine and I did good. They can't understand that they went over there and were fighting a fucking war for the cartel. They just got paid minimum wage to do it. And like Matt said, they're all on welfare now.
You know, you said that vaccinated. I got a cousin, man. He's down at a VA facility in Virginia, weighs 119 pounds, 6'2".
Yeah, he's ill.
Yeah. I mean,
but they're contract.
Is his wife,
looks
is his wife
he's dead.
5'2" and 350 pounds? Built like a bowling
She's
ball?
she's a bigger woman, though. I mean, you know, him being 119, she's probably 2-something, I imagine. 2.
Hey, she ain't a lady if she ain't 280.
She's a baddie.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
They can keep them.
Chuck, I was talking to Matt yesterday about going over to the Philippines for 6 months. He's just living over there for 6 months. Hanging out, just going over to the Philippines. You can go over there for $1,000. You know, say if you had $10,000, you'd live like a king over there for 10 grand and drive. You know, you could see some tours.
I don't like telling my business or nothing, but yesterday I was in an accident about a year ago or whatever. Long story short, man, I didn't want to fuck around on the insurance and shit. They offered me 20 yesterday. I took it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Get in $100 bills.
Yeah. She said it'd take a little while for the paperwork, but she cut my check as soon as she got it. I figured like probably 3 or 4 weeks, maybe.
Nice.
There you go.
Well, good deal.
You guys ever heard that K&R hurting a car called K&R? It's like $1 billion law firm.
Yeah.
They donate, like I looked it up, they donate like 870-some thousand a year to charity. You know, that's what it says.
Yeah. Well, lawyers are just part of the cube matrix, you know. I mean, it's just part of the system, you know. I mean,
Right.
they're just top tier Saturn worshipers, you know. But no, it's nice to see some, you know, people get what they deserve because, you know, it's amazing that the insurance companies, if you really realize, if you had, like my father's going to be 80 years old and the insurance company, they look at him as towards the end of his life, and his life is probably only on paper worth like $14,000 to them. You know what I mean? If something were to happen.
Right.
How I know that is I had a cabin out here and I had one of my best friends fall off it and die and break his neck. He was 74 years old. And he was drunk. And I was working on it and building it, and it was on the Wapsipinicon River. And so I went through all that, you know what I mean? And that's why I decided I don't drink anymore myself. And not because I made a deal, you know what I mean? And so I cleaned up out there for 30 days and I told myself, and I prayed to God, I said, man, I'll fucking do anything to get out of this alcohol, out of the situation. I don't want to drink anymore. I just want to fucking be good, and I want to know how it all works. You know what I mean? And I really want to know how life and everything all works. But back to my friend that fell and passed away. He's 74, and we just kind of bonded and talked about shit all the time. His name is Rick Carl, and but so the insurance paid us, you know. I was insured out there. I had, you know, builder's insurance and all that out there, and property insurance. But the insurance company gave his widow $17,000 for his life.
$17,000.
$17,000, you know, and isn't that just something? It's like, fuck.
That's fucking crazy.
but knowing this, and I got to tell you, I gave him CPR till they landed a helicopter out there, out in the cornfield. But I gave him CPR, and he had COPD so bad, I thought it was going to blow his fucking toenails off because he didn't have any lung capacity. He was real short-winded, and so he may have. I think he just was fucked up and lost his balance and went over the edge. But they think maybe he had a heart attack too. But
COPD some bad shit, man.
yeah, that's something. But yeah, I mean isn't that something? Life's only worth a few dollars, to them.
Yeah.
Insurance company. So you pay you subscribe to all this bullshit your entire life and think you have some kind of protection. Well, you got to invest. Your body is all you have to fucking navigate around here.
Yeah, you are right, man. Yeah.
That's all you have. And if you deteriorate it and start subscribing to their bullshit and getting vaccines and this and that, they're going to start taking your life from you one way or another, and
oh, it's fucking disturbing.
it is so disturbing. And now they're doing it so at the photonic stage through light, right through the air, just like these cell phones. They're harvesting fucking human tissues and plasma for their own life extension technologies. I can't get over it that shit's going on in my own community.
Yeah, we're getting hit by so many different fucking angles, man. The food, the water, the air, the vaccines. I mean, on and on and on.
But here's the thing I understand about it, though, is like we, as being electrical, we have to fucking be. We have to adapt. We've adapted through. We're in a dirty environment. We're breathing shit nonstop. But we just got to be better than everybody else. The way I look at it.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah,
Exactly.
Because these fuckers on the screen that we're all talking about all the time, they've never been there to make us better.
No.
Been there to fucking loosh off of us,
What we're talking about, I talk about with the people I interact with. I don't care if they think I'm crazy or not. I don't give a fuck,
Yeah, I'd let them laugh. I mean, man, I'll tell you what, I posted some good shit the other, it was like there was a Waterloo thing the other day. They're like 12 jobs, lost jobs. And I posted a picture of that big X fucking chemtrail thing. And I said, there's 137,000 some odd residents in Cedar Rapids that's getting fucking sprayed with barium, strontium, and aluminum, And I have a couple friends that laugh at it, but there's 2 or 3 people that love it. Then I give it a couple thumbs up, and I'm like, boom, people know.
Right.
And I'm tired of this. They're getting fucking poisoned by these motherfuckers, And these motherfuckers are, I hate to swear so much, but they're using our tax dollars to kill us.
Yeah.
And then save us. And man.
Exactly. We're basically killing ourselves,
And when we say we want a fucking eye for an eye, we want to fucking bash them in the head for fucking poisoning us through our water, food, and air. We're the bad guys. You can't say that against Nestle Corporation. You can't say that. He's the new co-founder of the chairperson of the World Economic Forum. And he looks like a fucking robot.
Yeah.
Not to switch the subject, but yesterday I knew back when I was a kid, they was talking about marijuana being like dope and all this and that, man. But I didn't realize it went that deep, man, until I watched that video. I was like,
Did you watch the whole
well,
thing?
yeah, those people had that fucking marijuana pegged as like a fucking chemical warfare type drug or something.
Yeah. A scourge.
Crazy.
Well, you got to think about it. Like Matt was talking about getting the crystalline. We're crystal. We're crystalline and we're a battery. So and we just it's just they it cancels out what they're trying to obtain control. It helps us wake up. It's just a natural a stimulant, but it stimulates your brain to open up neural pathways to understand all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And to just remember who we really are. They want us to think came from a fucking tadpole monkey. Created in his image. I mean, we were created to be better than the guy that gave his life for us, so we could remember all this crap. That's the unfortunate thing, is these cocksuckers are putting artificial intelligence underneath the skin of man and woman, and now that transmuting xenobots and everything, they're in the next generation of children and grandchildren, and you've seen those black-eyed babies, then they lifting their heads up right away. They're just, something's going on with the children.
Children of the corn.
Yeah. Yeah, being Iowa, that's all corn here. This is corn and beans in this area, all genetically modified. And America needs farmers, but we don't need farmers poisoning people. And all this corn is genetically modified, so that means it's been transmutated at some point. So it can accept glyphosate, Roundup, without killing the plant. It'll kill everything else around it, like napalm. Like any bug that lands on it, the bug will eat it and it'll hemorrhage his stomach.
Damn, man.
Rat poison. That's what glyphosate is. And they spray it on the corn and the soybeans. Well, so all of our seeds have been at war.
Yeah.
And they've been transmutated to only the owner of the subscription. And that would be like Monsanto, Pioneer, all these. I mean, these motherfuckers out here are really, they're into their seed. And I understand it, because that gold out here in the fields is the corn, goes down to the Cargill plant, and then they process it into starches and sugars. And then they, so they can take that seed corn and say there's 16 elements out of the periodic table. This is a periodic table of nitrogen, water, carbon. So once they have all those ingredients and they have that, they can take anything, that corn, and turn it into a fucking Cheeto.
Damn.
Turn it into a fucking Lucky Charm. You know what I mean? That's what they put that genetically modified food. And when you go up and down your grocery store, you're not seeing anything that came out of the ground or from a tree, unless you're in the produce aisle.
Right.
It's made from that type of either corn or beans or oils,
Right. That's like the root cause of it, or what it originated from. I get what you're saying.
And my point is, Iowa is number one in cancer, the state that I live in. Number one in cancer. And it's number one in fat chicks. But saying that, when you eat those genetically modified grains and starches, you're eating that glyphosate or that Roundup, the Roundup, and the people have leaky gut is because they're being poisoned by Roundup.
Damn.
Does that make sense? It's just
Yeah.
you're eating the same thing that the bugs eat.
The corn's soaking it up too, you know, and you are what you eat. I mean,
Oh, like they say store-bought strawberries are some of the fucking worst things that have so much pesticide on them. Store-bought strawberries. I love strawberries. There's some strawberry patches out here you can go pick your own, you know. People have those.
I go to a fruit farm, yeah.
Amazing,
you know. Them too, though, but you know, they probably spray them down with shit. You're right.
I don't think, well, these natural strawberry patches don't, but these farm ones, they spray them right before they harvest them, so the next ones they're just really littered with pesticides. I know that.
You're right. The ones in the store, their color don't even look like a damn strawberry. It's so, you know, the color of it's real dark and shit.
Yeah.
Like not a natural strawberry.
It's tough, you know. I mean, because it's, you know, I mean, again, what be smart to them. We can't indulge in a lot of that fucking poison, you know what I mean? So you just got to eat as clean as you can. But I know, bro, even
Huh?
No.
I got something for these good people to be thinking about. This is how you advertise without advertising. There's nothing happening here. Nothing at all.
Oh, I know. It's just, it's so comfortable. It's so comfortable to go like this.
I'm not your vagina.
Talk about things, guys. I never get that.
I'm not a pussy for hire. I don't need to fly a sign. I don't need to advertise. I'm not a vagina. I'm not a prostitute for hire.
I think this right here means I take in the ass and I'm part of the Diddy Club.
There's nothing to do.
Right? They do a lot of
Diddy was just counter reacting against Maxwell's MI6, you know, Epstein files, you know. Epstein, you know, they were trying to get some of them back with Diddy, you know, to counteract their smut films.
Mm-hmm.
Congress is talking all about Trump and Epstein lately. It's pretty wild.
I know it.
And and how many people got banned from the internet if they said anything about it?
Exactly.
Now Congress is talking about it. It's pretty wild.
They're also talking about the solar eclipse too. Or you know, whatever.
I see that.
So our local mayor here in Cedar Rapids posted a photo of Cedar Rapids, and Kash Patel was flying over and gave her said this is a photo from Kash Patel flying over Cedar Rapids. And the very next day, I showed you that chemtrail sign or spot over Cedar Rapids with that big X in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I posted that on KCRG after those 12 jobs that were lost or whatever. And I said, there's 137,000 people that are reporting being sprayed. And I tagged Mayor Tiffany O'Donnell on that. And I said, we need to have Kash Patel come back for an investigation. Spraying chemtrails all over everybody, but nobody wants to talk about that shit. But they'll look at these eclipses and say, "Woo, yay!" And they are pretty. Believe me, they are pretty, and it's neat to see that shit. But it's just like, what the fuck's going on here, man? We've never seen this in our existence here.
No.
And they're seeing, you know, but there's also a patent out there from 1906, how they can create the aurora borealis. So you can look at a patent from over 100 years ago, and understand that they can replicate it.
Wow.
But they're really doubling down on them chemtrails. And there's a lot of people that were commenting yesterday after the shutdown, and everybody's saying, look at the skies. Tennessee, Florida, Iowa. Everybody was just getting sprayed down yesterday.
Man. That's insanity.
You know, they're spraying the oceans with that shit, you know, so they're transmutating all the fucking plant life too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's getting in the oceans.
That's just wild, man, to me, how they can control the fucking weather and everything, you know. But they are for real.
Well, and the more they get these 5G towers and stuff out, like that guy down in Florida brought that up. Those just go online and they're connected. All that shit's connected to artificial intelligence, and it eventually is artificial intelligence naming these storms and creating these storms and doing they're just going along with the narrative, you know, the meteorologist.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to put a suit and tie on and fucking go up there and take one in the ass all day long, every day. A lot of the fucking people. This ain't happening. Fuck you, fucking Denny Frary.
Fucking nasty fucking bastard.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man.
Come on, man. we turned into Joe Biden.
I know it. And hey, folks. Yeah,
do you remember when they were heckling Joe Biden and the whole "Let's Go Brandon" thing?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I changed the spelling on that, and it really got funny for me because you use a cattle iron for branding.
Yeah.
Want to go branding, people?
Yep. Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go branding. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's a good parallel.
Right. And I'm looking at the whole situation, and I'm like, me with a branding iron with my name on it, so I can brand your ass with my name. I'll give you a fucking tramp stamp, you goddamn host.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
I'll
yeah.
brand your ass with my name.
You know, that it is such a mocking parable, you know, that it's just like, all right, we're gonna use this dumb fucker and we're gonna cut and look at that. We're gonna brand their asses on the back side of it. It sure did. I mean, he was all about getting the vaccines.
You know, and I'm laughing because I can see the parallels between branding and stamping. Tramp stamping. Got your tramp stamp?
That's for sure. Well, yeah. You ever see that one of Joe Biden? He had that Camaro or that Trans Am, and he had kind of a shitty tattoo.
Oh,
I think he might have had a Trans Am tattoo on his arm, you know. But he's standing out there with his shirt off with his Trans Am.
Here's one you probably never saw. Or maybe you did. It's called Here Comes the Poop. Ever hear that one? Here Comes the Poop. Oh yeah, it's about 3 years old. It's only a minute, but this shit's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I've heard this. Where is that dumb fucker at? Nobody ever asked where they're at now. He's got prostate cancer. He's got monkeypox on his ass.
He's a fun as hell, man. Biden with long hair.
It's fucking hilarious. Here comes the poop.
DNA. You know, DNA, your cardiovascular system, and Space Force. These guys run your body. That's a fucking nightmare, man. I watched a lot of that growing up. Star Wars, you know. Star Trek.
I'll put this one on. God sakes, Trump isn't your vice president. Don't be what you're saying. You just admitted you can't be trusted. It just gets worse. Trump has never been a congressman. It seems you're greatly confused about Trump. What's the worst? You know what to say, what they're doing.
Hey, you know it's fucking crazy? That Tim Waltz.
Yeah. This is a remix of that movie, but they turned it into
Yeah.
Hitler yelling at Joe Biden.
Pennsylvania. I'll tell you what, you know, a third of them are in the film industry, a third of them are watching, and a third of them don't even fucking know. How's that?
That's interesting. It's always thirds.
A third of these guys are in the Masons or whatever. Third of them have no idea. They're just watching what this fucking theater going on. These architects, these engineers.
Well, it's actually more than that because look, K through 12 is actually tier one Freemasonry. So there's a lot more Freemasons than you.
Yeah, you're right.
Hey, if you graduated from high school, you're a tier one Freemason.
Yeah.
I didn't graduate from fucking high school. So I'm not a tier one.
I was forced to. Let's just put it that way.
Well, I was supposed to, but I told my parents to go fuck themselves.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? There's this just so crazy, you know, looking back at our high school teachers and stuff too. And it's just like, you know, they're just so indoctrinated into that culture. And, you know, a lot of them came from Chicago and shit like that, you know, it's like, and they were still good people, you know, I mean, they were good, but I was a disruptor.
Yeah.
If I wanted to control the class, I can control the class. I could get anybody to talk about anything other than the bullshit that they were trying to teach.
Right.
Just think about history, and they're teaching about Christopher Columbus and all this fucking bullshit. And I think that's why they're so worried about the truth, and they want the internet for themselves, and they control the information. But man, when the people start looking around and start going over the ice wall, we're tired of going to the top of Mount Everest. There's a lot of dead bodies up there and fucking garbage. There ain't nothing up there. Why would you want to fucking go up there to see fucking dead shit and nothing? You know what I mean? Let's get exploring some let's figure out where the rest of it's at. Because if you look at that Admiral Byrd type, those photos of those explorers, they're like, yeah, look at this. Eee! They're so excited. And you look at the people from the moon landing and they're like, now we gotta lie the rest of our fucking lives about this shit. And we got fucked in the ass for it. We got some money, but we got fucked in the ass. Now we got to lie the rest of our lives and just act like nothing happened because we stood on plasma. We stood on gas. Gastronauts.
Fucking crazy, man.
Hey, they are in the body, and you think of the cardiovascular system, and you think of the Matrix, and then you think of those guys going down there, and then all of a sudden they're like, hey, fucking quiet down. And they're like, then they hit that big charge, and all those xenobots go, or all those, those alien fucking things that were getting their ship, you know what I mean? And I think that's what's the space is. Space is our cardiovascular. And I think that's the needle technology, and to get that, that's microbial, just like Orion, remember the Men in Black? They're trying to find all this universe, and it's right around the cat's neck in a ball, you know what I mean? It's all right there. Crazy shit. But man, what do you think of that? I mean, because Congress is passing bills with constellations, and what are the elites? The elites study constellations. They study stars. They look at that stuff because they're looking to see. They know that stuff is living in consciousness, and I think they're looking at the stars and saying, "Oh shit, old fucking Saturn over there knows what Venus is doing, and they know what we're doing down here, because we are part of that whole interplanetary system, whether we want to fucking believe it or not, you know what I mean?" And constellations is very important with what's going on with Pfizer, what's going on with these bills are passing in Congress in singularity. And there's something to it, man. And I think, again, they all love a moon. They all love a they all have their one thing that they worship.
Right.
A sun.
Yeah.
So they're all trying to get you to prescribe to them. And whoever has the most souls wins in the end. Saturn, sun god, ISO. I mean, whoever, they're all trying to get somebody to subscribe to them. You know what I mean? Worship me. Aren't they just false idols? The constellations. That's cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
9 Cube. You remember Terminator? The microchips that made the glove, right? Looks just like it.
How the fuck you figure that shit out, man?
I saw it in my head. And because I could see it in my head, I could map it out and build a model.
Are all those sticks equal length?
Yep.
What are they bound together with in the corners?
Hot glue gun.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Hot glue and chopsticks.
That's awesome. How many are in there, I guess?
I think there's 81 sticks.
81. Huh, that's awesome. You know, that would be a good problem and a good problem for a child. It's like, okay, this is a visual. Here's 81 sticks and a glue gun. Replicate it.
Like, or this one. I built this one too.
Wow.
Yeah, that's cool as hell, man.
That's a tetrahedron.
Tetrahedron.
You built it from 3 points, an equilateral triangle on paper. But you're building a standing structure, so it's 3 sides. The starch is 3 sides. But when you put those 3 sides together and you pull it off paper, you realize, oh, there's a 4th side. So a triangle, a 3-dimensional triangle actually has 4 sides to it. Which
And that's the and that's your 4th monkey that you're describing
right.
that nobody can see. They're just seeing the 3 sides of it.
And
Or the 2 sides of it.
and this is me exposing that I solved or found practical use for the impractical fraction of 4/3. The improper fraction. I found a proper use for it.
That's amazing, you know, and that explains your 4th monkey scenario right there. Everybody's looking at things from from 2 points. You know, they're just looking at it from a 2-point standpoint polarity, you know.
Yep.
And in reality, they should be looking at it in thirds.
Yep.
But if they were really thinking about it, they'd be observing from the thirds from the outside, looking at the thirds from the outside.
Yeah.
And that's the 4th.
It's when you take yourself out of the problem,
Yes.
out of the situation, and you're stepping back and looking in.
Well explained, you know. You do a good job explaining that stuff. And I think that's what the most important thing for me is to just I want to be able to get people to understand it.
So this is because of that shape I just showed you. I started working with the idea of building in Tetra, right? A Tetra blocks, tetrahedron blocks instead of cubes, building tetrahedrons, right? So,
Yep.
so that was a fractal tetrahedron. But look what happens when I put 5 tetra together.
Chrysler.
Starman.
You have the Chrysler, yeah, but look, it's the Chrysler emblem.
Right. It's the
And
Chrysler.
Yeah.
Chrysler is crystalline, right?
Right. So we're gonna watch it, and it's also Christ consciousness because this is the ether, this is the water.
Wow.
Consciousness is in the water. You know, your memory is in your blood.
Yeah, that's us in
your blood. So right, this is the Starman and the Chrysler symbol. But watch what happens when I turn it upside down. Now you got the goat.
Yep. That's all. Yeah, that's cool.
So there's your ram. There's your goat. right? The ears,
Dodge Ram.
the horns, ears, snout.
Dodge. Yeah, Dodge is a Ram. I don't drive a Dodge. Yeah, that's very cool. That's so true, man. What is that called again?
This is
Yeah.
well, technically it's the shape of water, but they, like I said, they you know, they only show you the negative. They want you to think their way. This is an evil symbol, but look at these things that I'm showing you. This is man. This is the star man. This is the shape of you. You know, this is star man. It's also the shape of water. Go. How you interpret it is on you.
Yeah, we need to clean the water up. That's the main thing. We need to get the frequencies back out there, and that's what the bells did and the fountains.
But it spins too, which is interesting. Right through the
You
center.
know,
Right through the center, you got an axle.
so that 5-pointed symbolism in the state capitol, that 5-dome capitol here in Des Moines, and the floor has that bronze, and it looks like that honeycomb looking 5-pointed deal on the floor in the circular, and I think it's energy harvesting somehow, and it's that symbol.
It's also called a dodecahedron. There we go.
Dodecahedron.
Yeah. And building with triangles, you can actually build and create a geodesic sphere. They've built houses that way, but that would be a lot of work. Remember what I was simplifying by the idea of using a hot air balloon, in your hole, and right at the center point in the bottom of your hole, you inflate a hot air balloon. So it gives you a structure, you know, to pour over, to cast on.
Yeah.
Way faster, way easier than all this rebar style work. You can make a cap for your house like that. It could even be poured out of fiberglass.
Hey, you know, some building that I just saw, some building, and this, it was out southwest or whatever, but they used, you know, they had a foundation in or somehow, but then they used sandbags, and they stacked sandbags up and used rebar and used all this different type of curving structure, so it was kind of more of a round structure, you know, like not in a box, more round. And then they shotcreted it or something, you know what I mean? But then, you know, so on the outside they had concrete, but on the inside sandbags. Then they could, you know, hit it with spray foam. Then put the concrete on it. You know, wipe the smear the concrete on it. It's so cool, you know.
Right. Finished concrete.
And all you need is just those, you know, long tubular bags, and then you get them tied up tight. You get them, you know, you could put them side by side and just build this thing up and just concrete it. Man, that's a nice structure.
Right. No, I've also I've sandbag house. I've looked into it a lot, but like I said, I'm too old for that shit. I don't want to fucking do that kind
Yeah, I get it.
It's labor intensive. Which is why I got really excited personally about the water excavation process.
Yeah.
The shovel work, they just blast the hole out with 20,000 psi. You can cut right through. They do hydro excavations and mining. And you don't need much of a license to get the equipment, but the equipment's expensive. But I mean, $5,000 and you got a water laser that'll cut right through anything.
Vacuum it out.
And you can just vac it out with it. But that's what I mean. You can think of bigger structures you can make like that. Without any heavy lifting. No heavy lifting. You throw a hose in the hole and it sucks out all the mud. The mud goes into the concrete truck. You mix concrete with it. You add fly ash, which is a hardener. Most people don't understand that. You know, when you put water to fly ash, it creates suction. So
Yep.
you fucking put fly ash in there, and you don't even have to buy it. You can make it yourself. It's just fire soot.
It's a byproduct. Yeah, they add fly ash to concrete as a byproduct. You know, they figured it out.
So to make your own concrete from that whole mess is my point. And you cut the whole hole, and then all the mud that you made is 3/4 of the ingredients for the concrete to pour your house.
Yeah, the lime, you know, I think how they make that lime or hot lime, they just take limestone and like cook it. You know, they cook the moisture out of it, then they pulverize it.
Yeah.
Then you add it with, you know, it's 3 part sand, 1 part hydrated lime, 1 part Portland. Portland lime. I've made my own mix before.
We can do it our own way too. Some of the things in China they put lights in the concrete.
I've heard that.
It's 6 to 1 to 1. I think it's 6 quarts of sand to 6 or to 1 part Portland and 1 part hydrated lime. So six parts of your base gravel ingredients, graphs, and then it's then the lime, then the Portland. That's the recipe if you ever want to make it. Cool shit though, yeah. Is there any new construction ever going on in your area? Are they ever doing any building? No new growth.
My city's is under historical society. So this is a preservation society here.
Yeah.
Like buildings can't go over 5 or 6 stories because of the fire department.
Yeah.
The size of the fire trucks for your city determines how big a building you can have.
I'm gonna grab some.
Trucks around here are only equipped to go 5 or 6 stories.
Yeah.
So
This is plenty tall, you know.
I mean, there's a couple of buildings around here that are taller than that, but I mean, they're brick buildings. The odds of them ever getting that kind of a fire issue is never not gonna happen.
Yeah.
But no, they try to keep everything the same, and that's part of what drives people out of here. They want the whole downtown with green or black trim. If you're gonna have outside patio, it's gonna be green or black. It has to match. Historical Society pretty much bullies and runs the whole downtown area.
Yeah. So a lot of the I mean, that's old architecture out there. You have some stuff in the 1600s, 1500s.
Oh yeah, yeah. The church down here is from the 1300s.
Wow, that's what I would like to see someday. Some older architecture.
And I think it was built by Templars. I don't go into church because it's a corrupt church, and I can tell just by looking at it. Most of them are corrupt today anyway. But I know that. I don't participate. This to me is church right now.
When they have a crown hanging on top of the cross, they've been captured by the crown. You know
Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
Hey, what we talked about last night, listen. Matthew Burrow, 221 Center Street, Apartment 1, Bangor 04401.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Listen, it's wrapped up in money, a piece of paper, and the cash is inside it.
Okay.
That should be okay, shouldn't it?
Oh yeah. People do it all the time.
It's got a stamp on it. See it? My name.
Yep.
Yep.
My name, my address here, and yours. I'm gonna put it in the mailbox right now. I was waiting. The lady came and dropped off some food.
I'm guessing I'll try to get here by Thursday.
Yeah, I gotta run to the bank myself today too and check to see if I got enough cash in there to make my rent. Then I'll get something heading over to.
Eventually, when this gets big enough, you know, when I start turning around, guys, and I'll be like, "What do you want to do with this big pile of money I got?" You know, and I'll political poll on this shit. I'm serious. When I start having 20, 30 grand because of what I'm doing right now, What do you guys want to do?
Man, I just want to clean this fucking place up. I don't want to go to Mars. I don't want to go to Jupiter. I don't want to go to the fucking moon.
It's all distraction. It's all escapism. People running from their problems, hiding. You know, and I tried to have this conversation with a couple of random people, like Daniel Leach. He's on that Truth Social, right? And Trump talks on Truth Social too. It's really funny, right? I remember when Truth Social started. When Truth Social started, I actually had more of a following than Truth Social, but they took me off Facebook, sons of bitches. And then I had to start all over again because they scattered my herd, and the herd doesn't stay with me.
I just saw my account got shut down this morning. I posted that deal with Greta and that pistol and stuff.
Yeah.
I got slammed down. I couldn't even get it to open up, and I was like, "Well, fucking see you guys later. I'm done." I was like, "I'm not opening another account up." They shut this fucker off.
No. Me neither.
I'm bad.
That's why some people are like, you only have a couple hundred people, and there's only one or two people following, and I'm so irritated by it because some of my videos got 50, 60,000 views, and I'm so.
That's great. I mean, and that's the truth gets out there, and just, you know, and it gives people the confidence to ask the questions, and that's what people need to ask questions. Like, what's wrong with asking questions? You know, it's like ask some good questions.
Yeah.
Let's keep questioning. You know, people don't even want to question that vaccine anymore.
Mm-mm.
The fuck is it doing?
No, because Daddy Trump signed off on another batch of vaccines.
What a fucking fat bitch.
It's mind-boggling. You know, and that will fracture the Republican Party because how many of the Republicans are anti? They didn't want to vaccinate.
They should be all anti-vaxxers. Every Democrat should be starting to become anti-vax. Everybody should be at anti-vaxxer at this point after what they just went through.
Right.
Yeah, I can't even believe the
There's
fuck
no
around.
reason. I mean, people got to stop going to the fucking doctor for that stupid shit. You know, there's a great. I have a Pfizer document that just basically just breaks down the mRNA and everything in a few paragraphs and explains things. So I kind of I try to add that to people's pages. You know, when they're. I don't want people to question it and going to get a flu shot. I don't want. You know, these grocery stores are down here still promoting that bullshit.
Right.
They all got a pharmacist in them. You know, why are they vaccinating the patrons in there with poisons when they're going through getting poisoned food?
Or what about the coupons for $20 off your next purchase in the grocery store for vaccinating?
Hey, yeah, exactly. I think maybe this is a free donut thing that's really got them.
Yeah, no, I did. But look at all these other incentives. There's that, the donut, gifts,
White Castle,
coupons off your grocery orders,
Dick's,
free hamburgers and hot dogs, right? Dick's Lowe's Sporting Goods, $50 off your next purchase. If it was good,
yeah.
for you, why would they be giving away money like this? Or why would they be trying to incentivize you to do it?
Because the corporate overlords. Because to bend the spoon and that little meme, to bend the spoon and understand how to bend the spoon is to know that government does not exist, only bankers and corporations. There's corporations and bankers. There's no government. So as the corporations and bankers strike against the people when the shutdown happened, you know what I mean?
Right.
the bankers and corporations would strike, and not government, because government doesn't exist without them. Because they were, they're created on the Federal Reserve in 1913 and all that, and the only reason they are the biggest welfare recipient of anybody. And why would you listen to anybody that's on a welfare recipient telling you what to do and
Right.
spraying the skies, telling you that the fluoride in the water is good for you? Just keep drinking it, goy. Be a good goy and don't question me. And man, it's just everywhere, in your community, my community.
Yeah.
And just keep telling people what's going on. I mean, there's not, there's not to sound like we're Debbie Downers. We're just fucking blowing the whistle, blowing the whistle and telling the truth. What everybody's been being indoctrinated into this bullshit. But I haven't really seen anybody in my life, I that's had major vaccine injuries, you know what I mean? But I see people limping and walking and having all kinds of ailments in the community, you know what I mean?
Right.
You see a lot of young kids that have shit going on with them, Coke bottle glasses and things like that. A lot of lung issues. And I think what their weapon is that brewer's yeast, bread yeast and yeast. And
Yeah, that's what I see. A lot of lung issues and shit.
Lung issues.
Yeah.
And they can show a yeast or like a mold culture. Then they can hit it with a frequency. These frequencies are kind of hitting these higher frequencies, and it just fucking explodes like 6,000%. You know what I mean? Just so if you have a high yeast and a high bred, high genetically modified, like I said, when people stick their tongue out, it's just white,
yeah,
plaque. They're a walking yeast infection, basically. Then they hit them with that frequency. Then they start getting sick and scratchy throats and.
Yeah, I mean, look at the women that get the yeast infection. Some of them, like a fucking loaf of bread in their fucking panties.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just being real, I've seen some nasty shit, man, before.
Yeah. And
fucking yeast infections. That has to be from the yeast intake, right?
Yeah. There's no. I don't think there's anything such as these sexual diseases. They're just ailments, what they've done to themselves, you know what I mean? And it's the byproduct of that, you know what I mean? Or they're passing vaccine injuries on to another one, like this monkeypox stuff, they're just.
Yeah, I've heard that too, that monkeypox, yeah.
It's only, it only transfects to gays and this and that. It's just like AIDS, like Magic Johnson. Where he's magically healed, magically gaining weight, and everybody else has got AIDS. It's fucking withering down. But again, the NIH and CDC created the AIDS, and it's in those vaccines as well. I mean, and I think AIDS is just tricking the white blood cells not to defend and clean the blood. You know what I mean? It like paralyzes them to be stupid.
I know you heard the concept. I heard it originated from monkeys or something, but they had to give it to the monkeys, right? Have you ever heard that? It came from monkeys. Yeah.
AIDS.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just like the Wuhan bat deal with COVID. It's just Anthony Fauci. I mean, they come up with the narrative and they have the
Well, we was talking about that yesterday.
The
That's just
placebo is to not fucking subscribe to them. Don't fucking fall for it. You know.
when they say it comes from them caves and shit. That's just that propaganda bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, when they knocked that semi fell over and those monkeys got released, and
Right.
they're just staging the
Right.
world for the next outbreak, you know. But yeah, I think they're reading the algorithms, and I think they're really reading the algorithms of the people, and AI is sentient, and AI knows it's listening to us, you know. I mean, that's what artificial intelligence does. It has to listen in to what natural intelligence is doing. And the only way it can combat natural intelligence is to send artificial intelligence its way and get it to steer off and go do something else. You know what I mean? It's a war of the mind. But it doesn't do us any good to know all this shit.
No, you can't do anything with it.
Doesn't do us any good to know all this shit. We got to teach the children that what's in front of them. You know, we got to teach them to be good trappers. You know, you got to get caught a few times to know how to fucking see who's fucking doing the catching.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yep.
and if you get caught too many times, you get killed. I mean, I've ended a lot of raccoons' lives at the end of a Louisville fucking 33-inch aluminum baseball bat, you know? That's just how you dispatch them in town, you know? If they, you know, they're a problem, raccoons, you know, and they get a lot of bird eggs. And, you know, used to have such a great pheasant population in this area. Then, you know.
I used to pheasant hunt.
Yeah, I just love it. So fun.
Yeah.
It's fun hunting with a dog.
Yeah, I've coon hunted before too, and like I raised coons when I was a kid, man. Them motherfuckers get mean, boy. I've had them as pets, and then if you put them out in the cage and don't go out there for a week or two, I've seen them bite the fucking wires and their teeth fall out, where they get so fucking rabid.
Yeah,
you know?
they don't want to be caged, you know.
They'll eat their own fucking foot off to get out of the fucking trap.
Yeah, muskrats and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, this land was colonized and settled on trapping and stripping the lands of all the game. And, you know, the Mad Hatter was from England, and he was the guy making the hats with all like the felt, you know, like this is all beaver hide, you know.
Nice. Yeah.
And that's when they form these hats, they put them in molds and they use lead. And then over time, the hatter, the guy making the hat, went fucking crazy because he was huffing lead, and he became the Mad Hatter. And everybody that made hats was fucking crazy because of the lead poisoning. I mean, it's just those little sayings all mean something. You know what I mean? Those little things like hopscotch. You know,
Yeah.
Mad Hatter.
Yeah, the old hopscotch.
That's the Mad Hatter right there.
Yeah, there's the Mad Hatter.
I've had this since I started my church.
But think about that, fellas.
Paid $3 for it.
I've never seen one like it till now.
These frequencies have been around for hundreds of years, thousands of years. Why do you think cowboys wore hats? One, for shade and this and that, but they want to wear natural frequencies to combat frequency.
Makes sense, yeah.
You know, like Jesus wore hemp. he wore, you know, just natural clothing because that's the right frequency. I think, you know, like wool. This is a wool blanket. Wool, you know, real wool.
Yeah, there's like
From the sheep.
around here they're considered old, you know, the wool blankets.
Yeah, you can still find that stuff, but it's just, again, any natural organic textile is, you know, takes those type of primitive looms and stuff to because still make that things, you know.
Right.
Everything's synthetic.
I never realized that how much hemp was used. Like Matt was saying, the Constitution and the hemp oil was used to write it. I never did, you know, think that far into it.
Oh, it's crazy. I mean, there was a whole industry, you know. It's just they just like drinking out of a glass bottle. What's wrong with, you know, having that and recycling and having that, you know? I mean, they'd rather throw it away
Mm-hmm.
than, you know, use the energy to clean it or whatever to reuse it. But I don't get it. I mean, we're our own worst enemy because we just fucking subscribe to technology.
Yep.
Oh,
Keep buying the shit, man. It's crazy. You know, you go to your little Circle K's or whatever gas stations, and there's nothing real in there.
uh-oh.
I mean, you think, okay, I'm gonna get the the most nutritious thing to find in here to eat and the cleanest water. That's what I'm going there for. What are you gonna get? Nuts.
A GMO banana.
Yeah. So you got to stop going to those places. You know what I mean? And because they're just convenience and they're there to conveniently fucking get you subscribed to their fucking.
I question like regular fucking eggs that you buy at stores. Like I believe they probably almost make them motherfuckers, man.
I've heard that too. You know, you can do anything with that oil. You know, it seems like, but
Yeah.
you know, it takes 26 hours to make an egg. 26 hours for that egg to, and I'm sure chickens are genetically modified creatures, but man, those eggs are freaking good. I know that they're good for you, and they're all cholesterol.
I just compared them to that McDonald's shit. Like I read a book probably about 15 years ago by a doctor. It said what you didn't know or had you known or whatever, but it compared every chicken nugget is the same and every French fry is the same. And of course, you guys probably know you can take a Big Mac or whatever, leave it in the cupboard for like a month and go back, and that fucking thing is just like the same. You know, the bread might be going a little bit, but it's like it's fake meat. Oh, you know, that like chemical fucking shit. So maybe they grow eggs. I don't know.
Yeah, that I know that Soylent Green shit's real and it's powderized human and finger looking good. KFC is because they're licking fingers, you know. It's powdered people.
And they put it right in front of you too, like you said, finger licking good.
Yeah. Did you see that one KFC commercial? It's not very old. They were like walking a body out in the marsh or something. You know, like a dead body, then they put it in the water and it comes up into a fucking chicken nugget.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, how grotesque is that? Why is Trump fucking in their McDonald's? He just got a pair of I just saw he got these gold shoes with red soles on them. You know, and we know what the Red Shoe Club is.
Mm-hmm.
But cannibalism is legal, I believe, in Utah. In the state of Utah. I think it's legal in a lot of places. We just don't know about it.
I never knew that. So you're allowed to eat people?
Yeah,
Damn, man.
as long as you didn't kill them.
Well, I think that's too, man. It's like I quit eating ham. I quit eating pork myself because pork's a dirty fucking animal. And it, you know, and I grew up, you know, there's pork farmers ever out here. Fucking Iowa's tenderloin capital of the damn country, you know. Pounded out white meat.
I worked on hog farms and, as a kid, raised them and shit here and there. But I became good friends with a Muslim man and he really broke it down to me, That fucking
Yeah.
pork, man. It can withstand temperatures up to 450 degrees and still have living bacteria in it.
Makes sense. You know, it's just full of parasites. And I haven't eaten it for quite a few years, couple of years anyway.
The Muslims, man, they won't eat out of a bowl or nothing if it's touched it.
Yeah. And they'll eat their own young too, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
If you went down in there, they'd eat you.
Listen, I've raised them. I've seen them eat shit out of each other's ass. Fucking eat dead snakes, ducks. I mean, they'll eat you if you lay down there.
Yeah, we used to shoot. We used to get practicing to go pheasant hunting. We'd chase pigeons out of the barns, and you got to lead them, for their speed and get these birds to drop. And a lot of those pigeons would drop in the hogs, and those fucking hogs would just go nuts.
Yeah.
They were gone in a matter of 3 seconds.
I've seen them take hunks out of ducks' backs before. Just reach out and
Yeah.
fucking duck have half of his back gone.
But a lot. They have a lot of immigrants working on these.
They got worms in them too. They're fucking, the meat of them.
Yeah. Well, it all does. The fish does everything, but and that's what they don't teach you. And again, we are biology, but we can't kill all the natural biome in our bodies, or we die. So we have to be smart about it and do parasite cleanses and wormwood, black walnut hull, things like that.